Yeah, I'm Suzi Sprigg from Wialki area. It's a family farm.
Hi, my name's Suzi Sprigg. So we're about 400 kilometres inland from Perth. I've got 3 daughters and we've been on this farm for 4 years now.
We farm about 16,000 hectares, of about 12.5 now is still arable. So we've got about 25% bush, about 850 hectares of agroforestry. I already went to agroforestry because we didn't want to crop it anymore. We're losing money anyway. I've got around about 200 hectares of sandalwood and a bit of broom bush, and we've also got some salt bush, which we are actually on top of the catchment areas, but we still have small salty areas, and that's one of the reasons why we put in small tree crops here and there. We didn't want to crop this country, and we got involved with Carbon Conscious in 2008. Just happened to be, they were there and said, oh, we need some land. So 2008 put 100 hectares in, which was their first planting, and about 560 hectares last year, 2009. The tree farming, it's more to do with like being more sustainable. If you're losing money on your poor soils, you should be focusing on cropping your better soils and trying hard not to go broke.
It's pointless spending $100 per hectare every year putting in a crop of wheat, barley, whatever it is, and not getting any return, which we sort of keep doing over and over and over again. So with the tree crops, eventually, hopefully the sandalwood will get a really good return. The nuts, I think they're $35 to $40 a kilo. And they're really, really good in the pharmaceutical industry, cosmetics, all that sort of stuff. So I guess Mount Romance is a good indication of that. And I can imagine value adding onto what we've got. The town we're in, everybody is looking for a new industry. Everyone's looking for reasons to stay here. I mean, we love it, it's a beautiful community, but financially, we've had 4 or 5, actually probably 6 families leave last year. And most of those reasons is because it's not sustainable agriculture as it is, and we're not getting supported even.
In the district, we've lost a lot of young families from around here, and now they're talking about closing the high school. We moved back 7 years ago because there was a high school. If there's no high school, we've got 3 young kids. I mean, we've got businesses elsewhere we could go to, so I mean, why hang around? Yeah, so we've got about 640 odd hectares of carbon conscious mallees. We've probably put in, over the last 10 years, bits and pieces of our own mallees as well, which haven't been sold to any carbon yet. I mean, every business is going to have its own requirements for carbon in the future, I believe. We may even put more in the future for carbon just to satisfy our own requirements. Because not only this business, but we have other businesses as well. So it may be cheaper to grow it ourselves rather than have to buy it.
With the oil mallees, we would actually like to eventually harvest them. That's why they were put in here, and they will, when they're harvested, they'll come back and they'll be thicker and more vigorous than ever, but it would really be really nice to get a bit of return of what we've put in. These, you'll see the rows, they're in rows of 2 rather than 4, which you need for the carbon sequestration to actually claim that. So yeah, this was done before we knew any of that, but hopefully we'll still be able to collect from the oil. Our average for the year for this area is around 300 millimetres. A lot of that falls in the summer months, which is why it's perfect for our tree crops, because it's not wasted with the normal crops like your wheat and your barley and all that, because it goes in at subsoil moisture and you have that there, which is something we haven't had this year, but it is really utilised by your tree crops during the summer. I was lucky enough to be successful to funding application to the Enviro funds, and we received 62,500 trees as hosts for sandalwood, which was really, really exciting. We're actually still those trees are 2 years old now. We still haven't put the seeds in, mostly because the seasons have been far too dry, and we really want a successful planting. You know, we've got all the seeds waiting to go. We've made up a little bit of we've changed a plough into a seeder so we can get out there and do it mechanically instead of by hand, because it's actually such a large area.
Yeah, righto, this is something I pulled off the rubbish tip. We had this done for fire breaks 15 years ago, it sat there never used. This has got another rubbish tip, the old box off the 18-inch Chamberlain plough. Happened to have all the bits and pieces, put it together. The idea being, we're having a lot of areas regrowing by themselves, so we'll just run lines through them, or the sandalwood, the host already there. We do have another block where there's a problem with too many hosts coming up by themselves, so this will clean out the row so we can get access to the sandalwood. Yeah, one reason I have it's actually going to be 2 metres from the host. It makes it easier in the future for harvesting. If you have a mechanical harvester or whatever, it's not too close to the host to interfere with it. If it's set up like this, it can be a cold, freezing, rainy day. You can get out there and just jump in the tractor and do a bit when you can, instead of having to go out there and plant it all by hand, which should be a bit of a massive effort.
So yeah, as you can see, we're from a really small community with a fabulous school and everything, and it's really, really important to keep all that going, and obviously sustainable agriculture is the only way to do it, and the way we see is with the tree crops, and even whether or not they give us a financial benefit, which I think the sandalwood will definitely. The oil mallees, we'll still wait and see on that one. I think they're still not. They still haven't developed, I think, the distillery, so we're still waiting to see what will happen. But I mean, the benefits to the land are huge as well. I mean, we have lots of problems with soil erosion, lots of wind. So you know, even without actually getting money returned from the tree crop, we are getting the money returned in the soil, which is, you know, that's why we do it. It's all a financial reason. But yeah, the benefits to us are huge now, even if we never see a cent for our sandalwood. It doesn't matter. I'm happy to have the trees in the ground. Each year, I guess we're looking at putting those unsustainable areas of the farm into trees. You know, there's parts that blow, and there's, you know, many parts of the farm that I would like to see go back to trees personally. But we still want to farm. We just we still want to farm wheat and all that sort of stuff, but it's just it's economically more sustainable that we don't put those areas in and they go to tree crops, and that's what we'll continue to do.